coming this far and supporting Dr.Neva. This is a fantastic program, and of course I would be here to support it as obviously I'm president of the Uniondale Chamber of Commerce as well. Not only that, I am the U.S. Small Business Administration's Minority Business Champion. So I take a lot of these things seriously, and of course I want to support them in any way that I can. Also, you know, it was a great segue originally when I came right after my Women in STEM about women in non-traditional industries, which of course the STEM industry is one of them. I left my hard hat over there, but I love props, and I'm going to get the prop. I love a good prop, so I'm going to put it up here because it's really a symbol of women and empowering women, small business owners, and of course empowering women in non-traditional industries such as the construction, engineering, and architecture fields. Just a little background on my company, Titanium Links Consulting. We're a diversified project management firm, and we specialize in business and economic development ventures, strategic marketing and communications, government relations, and that includes community outreach such as this, and of course regulatory compliance. We work on large-scale, private, public, and sometimes public-private partnership ventures, which is new to the U.S. I know we have some international reps here, of course, and you guys are, have shown that model, that success model in places like the UK. They're very popular, and they've been, so we're hoping that public-private partnerships will be the next big thing here in New York. And of course, the sectors that I work in, it's real estate development, you know, whether it's real estate development and investor-driven projects, or like stadiums, like NASA Coliseum, Memorial Sloan Kettering, commercial residential building construction, or institutional, like our Hofstra universities, our Stony Brook University, what other institutions? And we do small business incubators. So one of the big initiatives here on Long Island is obviously how we attract new talent, how to spur innovation. And one of them is to encourage small business development and encourage obviously the sectors that are growing more and more, and technology is one of them. It's funny that a couple of you came from Seattle because that's where I'm coming from, and my ears are popping a little, so I apologize if I'm either speaking too loud or too fast, but that's what happens when you travel. But the University of Washington? I'm sorry?
From the Boston campus. University of Washington is a Boston campus.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not from there.
Brooklyn, right?
To make sure everybody knows.
Well, I also lived in Brooklyn because most Jamaicans originally came in Brooklyn. Yeah. But government also is an important component to this, and you know, as we segue into communications, our panel that we will also have in marketing and communications, government is really an important component to this, and obviously you guys voting and putting into place the individuals that will spearhead and support a lot of these initiatives are really extraordinarily important. We have our thinkers, and then we have our doers, and then we have our leaders, and we need all of them, you know, to make this happen, and for us to continue to move forward as an island and be competitive on the global stage. Because after all, this is an international women's business conference. Well, not business, conference in general. Speaking of women, I'm just specifically speaking on business because my platform or my pet project is empowerment through business channels. There's lots of different kinds of empowerment, and this is one that's really critical for us to level the playing field, is that we are present in not only our homes and with our families, but also we represent a significant portion of the revenue that's generated in the entire world. So, anyway, anytime there's any kinds of potential economic, environmental, or social impacts, I usually come in as an independent, neutral body consultant to either mitigate the risks or the benefits that are associated with any big project. And I have a particular interest, obviously, in local economics. And I just wanted to touch upon local economics because it's extraordinarily important that we focus our attention not only on our global economy, but what's happening on the ground in our communities. Because as the dynamics of our communities change, the cultures of our communities change, the people look different, they speak different languages, they come from different environments. We have to understand that we still need to support our local downtown industry so that we can prepare them to be able to compete on a global stage. So that's one of that's one of the reasons why our tagline for the Uniondale Chamber of Commerce is a global community for a global economy. Even though we're just, a little blip on the map, it's really important that we train ourselves as women and minorities on the importance of being able to communicate and resonate our companies and present our companies on a world stage, not just on a local stage, but on a world stage. What else would I like to talk about? Well, being a woman, obviously, we're used to multitasking. We're used to taking care of everyone except for ourselves. And what I really want to impress on our women small business owners is that even though we are, super women and we try to do it all, we don't have to do it alone. I'm sorry, I have to remember her name, the speaker initially who spoke, she was fantastic when she spoke about the pieces and the gaps that we have in ourselves. Shibali, yes, thank you. And then of course Dr.Neva speaking about collaboration and how important it is, and also Donna speaking about collaboration and that we don't have to do it alone. We must do it together because we are stronger together and our businesses are stronger together, and that's the reason why I resurrected the Chamber of Commerce, so that we can share best practices, industry practices that not only my company has experienced, but what do the big boys do? What are the practices, the methods that have made them successful, and share them with our local small businesses so that they too know what the potential of their businesses are. Because what we can also do is learn from each other and learn that we can collaborate and team on projects. That project might not be as big and bad and daunting as you might think if you have several people who are in different industries working together on one major project. So instead of you just making $100,000, you make $1 million because you took on a $5 million project. So don't be afraid to network, because with the networking and the sharing of information, the sharing of knowledge, like Dr. Neva was talking about, learning from each other is the best way that we're going to do this and build strong companies that our families can be proud of and our little girls can be proud of as well, especially in those non-traditional, traditional now fields that I love to talk about, because I don't think any field right now in this day and age is non-traditional for women. It's just for us to break through those mental blocks of being too shy or too intimidated to say how much you're making. My company is 3 years old and we're breaking into $250,000, and we can't be shy. As women, we tend to be very shy about our successes, very shy about saying the hard numbers and expressing what our rate is and how much we're worth and what we're doing in the workplace and with our businesses. So it's really important that as small business owners or not, to support your small business owners and your women entrepreneurs, and say say it and be proud of the advances that you've made in your industries, groundbreakers like my STEM women. I loved hearing that, you know, you go into rooms and you're the only woman. Not only are you the only woman, you're the only woman of color, you're the only older woman, younger woman, whatever it might be. Find strength in that individuality because it then makes you stand out from the rest. So at one time you would think of it as being a weakness. It's not a weakness in the business world. Because in the business world, we're always looking for the newest, hottest thing, like what makes you stand out, what the asset. We always want something that is original. And being a woman in a male-dominated industry is definitely pretty original. So it's not a weakness, it's an asset to be a woman, a minority, or any underrepresented group. So takeaways. I'm trying to think of the things that I can give to you, my fellow small business owners, on things that we should look out for. One, okay, the ability to change. You have to have an ability to change and be open to new innovations. Because as the world is changing, you need to be able to change. That's another asset of being a small business owner, is that you're nimble. You're able to, you know, quickly pivot and do something different that you might have thought, oh, that's not the direction that I thought my business was going to go in, but you see an opportunity. You need to be able to change if you see that the systems and the methods are not producing the results that you want. Even though you were holding on to it, but you're still day after day after day, change something about whatever that plan is, because that is what's going to make you successful, is your ability to pivot and change and take advantage of those new opportunities that arise. And three, just not be afraid to team and partner with other companies. It'll be worth it. You know, you might think, oh, but I have to share the revenue. Well, now you're sharing a bigger pot as opposed to limiting yourself to a small pot by trying to do it yourself. You can't do it all by yourself. So, especially in the beginning stages, do it with others. Find a mentor, especially mentors are extraordinarily important, and they can keep you from making those mistakes, those initial mistakes that they made, because everybody wants to help the next person rise. That's the purpose of you know, growing as a business. You don't want to be the only one making money. You want to see competition. Most business owners, we thrive on competition. So when we see young people coming up and saying, I want to be a business owner, I want to be an employer, I want to create jobs, it's inspiring. It's inspiring to me, and I hope, you know, it's inspiring to you as well. And last but not least, you know, that's the way that we'll be rising in perpetuity as women, is learning, connecting, and growing. And as our world is getting smaller and smaller, we can no longer exist in our silos, in our individual community silos, or gender silos, or cultural silos. We have to extend beyond those, you know, beyond our boundaries, and truly be international and global communities in order for us to be competitive, and in order for us as a society to move forward. We need the best of the best in all areas, all cultures, all genders, and I just so happen to be a part of the best. The women. But this is all about women, and I'm proud to be here. And if any of you have any questions about starting a business or interested in any of those STEM industries, you know, my colleagues and I would love to speak with you, because we want to encourage small business and economic development here and abroad. So please get in touch with me. Thank you so much, Neva, for having me, and enjoy the rest of your day.